Hello traders, Gary Wagner here, just around 11:30 in Honolulu, 5:30 in New York. It is Monday, July 15th, 2019, and this is the Daily Report for Gold and Silver. In the light of the fact that we had U.S. equities going to record highs or record closes today, we had the precious metals complex up as a whole, and we also had a modestly higher U.S. dollar. What that tells me is that the industrial metals, which outperformed gold, for example, are reacting to the U.S. equities markets moving higher, with the risk-on assets being favored, and we have carryover in gold, which closed modestly higher, and that is based upon a more accommodative Federal Reserve along with global banks. Let's take a look at our current pricing. We did send out a trade alert last night, and we'll talk about that in detail when we pull up our technical studies. Traders, as you can see, gold did close higher on the day, up $3.50, currently printing at $1,415.70. Low today, $409.30. That is important. We'll talk about that during our technical studies. And the high, $1421.60. Nonetheless, it did move up roughly 0.25%, but that was a lagger considering the other precious metals. We had silver up well over 1%, 1.08% at $15.40. That's a nice move. We had palladium move up $20 at $1,562.60. And we had platinum moving higher, $11.40 gain after a 1.37% gain on the day. With that in mind, let's take a look at our charts and talk about the current trade that we put on this morning. Traders, we did send out a special trade alert. In Hawaii, it was last night, but on the mainland, it would have occurred later at night, a couple of hours prior to the opening of New York. Typically, when I send out these trade alerts, I'm trying to get in an area, and even though some of our subscribers would have entered that trade a couple hours after the trade alert was sent out, that would have actually worked in their favor. We are marking ourselves long at $1,416.20. The market is at $1415.70, and when we sent out the trade alert, the low at that point was $1411. We put our stop at $1409.13. And here's what's interesting. The low of the day was $1409.30, so our stop did not get hit, but that means that traders that put the trade on later could have gotten in well below $1416.20. They could have gotten in at $1414, anywhere as low as, say, $1410. So with that in mind, we'll mark ourselves, as I said, at $1416.20, and we are looking for the following in terms of where we believe the market could move to. The first thing that we're going to want to see a test is this upper level resistance line, and when we carry it through where I've got it crossing, which is a very loose representation, comes in at around 1424. If we get a solid break and it continues to move up, which I believe it will, the real level of resistance comes in at these highs at 1442. That's the yearly high that we've had. It's the first time in years that we broke above 1370. We have had two occurrences of this price. The first being a new price high, the second coming just shy of that. So I would look for the third time as the charm, meaning taking out that record high and then moving higher. At that point, of course, we will revise our upward target. But as for now, our target is first to see it move through 24 and then look at various areas after that, because you do have this one top that comes in at 1430. So that's another minor level, and those are the levels that we'll be looking at in terms of our exit strategy. We do have our stop at 1409.13. It barely made it, but I wanted to put a trade on that maintained a very little amount of risk, and so by putting it below those lows, I felt that it would really have to turn around or reverse to actually get us stopped out. So even within a range, we've got our trade on. Traders, my recommendation is to maintain your current long position, maintain your current stop. This has been Gary Wagner, wishing you, as always, good trading. We will talk to you tomorrow for the next daily update and review. Bye-bye.